Unos, dos, tres.
Unos, dos, Teresa Mea.
What does that mean?
1, 2, Theresa May.
You are listening to Knackers in the Breeze, the podcast, with your hosts, Ryan and Barry.
Would you rather have cheddar cheese for knees, or a talking dog that only speaks in Portuguese? Or to make yourself feel really dry, would you towel dry between your thighs, or dangle out your knackers in the breeze?
Welcome to episode 23 of Knackers in the Breeze with me, Ryan.
And me, Barry. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are the podcast that attempts to achieve philosophical enlightenment by answering questions sent in by you, the listener.
And we are 23 times more philosophical than we were in episode 0.
Which was also 0, so...
Yeah. Yeah. What's 23 times 0? Because that's where I bloody am on the spiritual scale. Yeah, but I really feel like we're making leaps and bounds. So after this episode, I just now am going to float out of this room and just carry on meditating.
So those who have listened to the podcast before know we answer questions, usually would you rather questions, but there can be any sort of question.
It does tend to heavily be would you rather questions.
Yeah.
But as we said in episode 6 or 7, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves as a would you rather podcast. We kind of are that.
Yeah.
But we accept any question.
So any new listeners in, we'll give you an example of one of the questions we will answer today.
Would you rather have a Moscow Mule in Moscow or a Cuba Libre in Cuba?
Okay.
So that was sent in by Laureline, who has been on the podcast before. She's asked a few questions and is probably our go-to French voice for a bit of class.
I think so, yeah. Everyone needs a continental viewpoint. She's a worldly viewpoint, but also she's very, very in touch with the continental roots.
Right. So those who
Culture.
don't know what a Moscow Mule is...
That was my first question, because I know what a Cuba Libre is, but I didn't know necessarily what a Moscow Mule
yeah,
is.
so...
Oh, well, somebody, one of our producers over there, thank you, has just handed me a little recipe. So our team here are very good. We pay them too much. We don't pay them enough, sorry. So it's a cocktail with vodka, spicy ginger beer.
It's got to be vodka if it's set in Moscow.
Yeah,
set in Moscow.
Do you know what? Yeah, without a doubt. Spicy ginger, not just ginger beer, spicy ginger beer, and lime juice. If that wasn't enough, you garnish it with a slice or wedge of lime.
Do you know what? That's like proper up my street. But if someone said, like, this is a drink, where do you think it's from? I wouldn't say Moscow.
I would say Barbados.
Yeah, I'd say like Caribbean or, yeah.
It sounds a bit like a Long Island iced tea almost. Oh, it's
Long Island iced tea, is that alcoholic or is that just an
it's
iced
alcoholic,
tea?
I believe, yeah. But yeah, lots of definitely lime. I've just realised it's nothing like a Long Island iced tea. It's nothing. But they do both you drink them out of cups, out of vessels, out of glasses.
You drink it out of
it's
something.
liquid and you drink it. So
Wow.
in
Pretty
that
much
way,
the same.
yeah. But also the interesting
Basically soup.
A Moscow, yeah, Heinz soup is very similar to a Moscow Mule as well. A lot of bars
Other
serve
soups
it.
are still available.
Can I have a chicken broth, please? Make mine a double.
With a bit of lime and an umbrella.
Umbrella in your broth. That's the name of our album.
That's what the drink's called.
A brothel that just
Umbrella
sells
in
soup.
your broth. That's the album.
That's the album name. But yeah, if you just sold soup, right? Good name. The brothel.
Whoa!
Yeah. Can we pay?
That's a super name.
The super brothel. Free boiling in your broth. Can I just say, I was trying to say it earlier, but you rudely interrupted me, that a mule, right, a Moscow Mule, is served in a copper mug, which takes on the cold temperature of the liquid.
Ooh.
So it's cold to the touch, which is what you want in a nice Russian winter, is a nice Moscow Mule.
I'm freezing my ass off in Moscow. Do you know what? I think I'll have something from a metal, what is it? A metal...
It's a
Obviously
metal...
not a metal glass. Metal
It's
container.
a copper mug.
That keeps it freezing.
Yeah, lots of ice, some vodka, ginger beer, and there's nothing
That
else.
sounds like a bloody nice drink, though.
It sounds very refreshing on a hot summer's day.
So what? What
served
is a
on the
Cuba
rocks.
Libre?
I'm glad you asked, because I feel like I did know that. It's one of my favourite drinks. It's a rum and coke.
Before today, I did not know that was called a Cuba Libre.
Yeah. I've been at a bar and somebody ordered a Cuba Libre, and I was like, ooh, who do they think they are?
It's kind of ironic as well. They're like Cuba Libre, like the height of like communism, socialism. Yeah, I think I'll have a Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
With some rum, please.
Yeah, sort of. They are the iconic go-to capitalist sort of statement. You know, they sum all the bad things. They are the monster of capitalism.
So surely a Cuba
Global
Libre is
brand.
made by like America or something. Wow. Invented, maybe.
It's just like a bit of this middle finger up to the fucking communists. Well, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Maybe next week you can do an expose, sort of short oral essay on that.
Or we'll just do an expose. I will take every drink within the question and see if I can last towards the next question.
And see if you can, by the end of those drinks, you'll know the answers.
Oh, I don't have any plan. I'm just
you're just
going to get smashed.
Okay. Yeah, but you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, obviously the right reasons, which are...
Insert reason here later in the edit.
The producers, where are you? You should have given the answer. We pay you too much.
Right, so the question is, would you rather have...
Do you know what? I forgot there was a question. I thought we were suddenly a drinks podcast.
Yeah. So Moscow Mule in Moscow or a rum and coke in Cuba?
So I would choose rum and coke.
Yeah, I think... It's more the location for me, more than the drink itself, because you can have...
No, it doesn't come with a location, does it?
Yeah. She said, would you rather a Moscow Mule in Moscow or a Cuba Libre in Cuba?
I'm such an idiot,
I'd much rather be in the Caribbean than in like the middle of like a very busy city.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't actually say it's in the winter, but I mean, I always associate Moscow with like being really cold.
In a cold, radioactive block.
Yeah, I think
Which is so offensive.
I definitely have more to do in Cuba.
Yeah, I've heard. I know people have gone to Cuba. I've never had the opportunity, but
I've been to Guantanamo, but
really
just for the wrong reason. Definitely didn't get a rum and coke.
Do they do visit tours of Guantanamo?
Oh, I don't know.
Bit of dark tourism.
Probably do.
Probably if you pay the guard.
No, there was a Michael Moore documentary, wasn't there? The Sicko, where they went to. I know they went to Guantanamo just to make a statement. And then Michael Moore being Michael Moore, he's like, "Please, guys, I've got a photo of a syringe. Can you just help the syringe?" That's going to be lost on a lot of people who don't know.
I don't remember
Michael
that
Moore is,
because I've seen that. I honestly don't remember.
That's more of a Bowling for Columbine reference, but
right.
He did turn up at Guantanamo on a boat and just go, "Please, guys, we want some asthma pumps." And they were like, "You're in fucking Guantanamo Bay. What are you doing
here?"
Yeah, but it was a statement like Cuba has better like healthcare than the United States.
I see. So he went there to make that statement to prove a point for the film. What a knob.
Yeah.
Michael Moore is a knob. No, I don't mean that. Great filmmaker. Great statements he makes. Can we do quickly a cocktail of the week going forward? Can we do that next week?
Yeah, I know very few cocktails.
We'll forget.
White Russian. What's that?
That is a white
Russian
Coke.
Is it?
No, White Russian. I think it is
lemonade,
it's creamy based.
Cream soda and tequila,
like a sort of milky paste
substance.
Can I honestly say I don't know? Can I Google it really quickly?
Go for it.
Insert music here.
Are you ready? It is 2 parts coffee liqueur, another part vodka, and another part fresh cream.
I'd like to try it.
Big Lebowski, he drinks it.
Still not seen it.
The dude.
Everyone says, "Oh, Ryan, you love that film."
You would love it. You really would. Yeah. Okay, so cocktail of the week, we'll forget. So I'll tick that. And that
isn't your like game of the week, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's worse than that. Let's listen up, Knackers in the breeze. Listen up, Knackers in the breeze.
Okay, so this section of the podcast is usually our favourite. It's the feedback review section where people have listened to previous episodes of Knackers in the Breeze and decided to tell us their thoughts about them. And we've got one from Mitch from Gears and Beers. He has sent me a longish message, which definitely needs some sort of Australian interpreter.
Are you going to be that guy?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the accent.
We need,
But I'm just going to read it out how he sent it to me. So he's, mate, so I'm in the middle of whoop whoop and bumfuck nowhere on a 7-hour road trip listening to Knackers in the Breeze to pass the time. Any hoozle. I do the same as your misso wherever I go. I scope my surroundings to prepare for an impending zombie apocalypse, but I've never thought about going to a boarding school to establish base camp. But it's a bloody fucking brilliant idea and clearly the better option than a silly hot air balloon. So can
I just say, why did you add the word silly in there? It's just a hot air balloon.
So last episode, if you haven't heard already, one of the questions was, what would you do? What would be your plan of action in a zombie apocalypse? And Barry decided that he'll go on a hot air balloon on an undisclosed place in Kent.
I can't tell you because otherwise you'll all be there.
And no plan of action after that.
No, you see where the wind takes you.
My girlfriend Emily was also on for that question, and she chose a boarding school in Ramsgate that has turrets and a shooting range, which probably sounds like a very good idea now. And I won't go into it, but I decided I'll become king of the zombies. I think Barry forgot that you can only fly a hot air balloon for a finite amount of time before running out of fuel, and you have basically no control over it. It's a very flawed plan. Poking holes is also another hole in his plan. What if a human enemy was like, "I'm going to shoot that cunt down"? Then what? Hindenburg his ass to the ground. And then he's also said at the end, love the pod. I still need to go back and listen to your back catalogue, though.
No,
and
he
since
does,
then, he
he
has been listening to the early episode. And he says they're
Wow.
still good,
But not as
just
good.
not good audio quality.
No, that's fair enough.
So it's
isn't it?
still
That's,
alright.
that's fair enough. That's good. That's good
At
feedback.
least they hold up a bit.
That's really good feedback. Do I go after him? What I will say is, just quickly on the zombie front, there are no guns here. We don't have any gun problems in England. So no one's going to shoot me down. You can control it.
This is a peaceful zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it's fine. Like
It's more just pointing and tutting. That's what
would
we
say
do
it's-
in England.
what's he doing? Shitty zombies.
Instead of like, it's like,
The tutting zombies. Comic book idea.
call it Tutankhamun.
Why? No. Why? Because it's the only pun that fits.
Sort of a zombie, is it? Is
So,
a mummy a zombie? It can
Egyptian
become one.
zombie, Egyptian British zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Tutankhamun.
Set in British Egypt during the colonial period. How about that?
Whoa!
Then
I
you can
mean,
merge the two.
I feel like quite expensive production, but it'd be worth it.
Egypt, Sudan. Fuck it.
No, here's
No one has
my
any
point.
guns.
Here's the point. I'm a very lucky man. Okay, and when I trust in God, all things are possible. And so when I get in that balloon, I'll be on my hands and knees in the basket, and I'll be praying to God, and the wind will take me yonder, and it will take me to a peaceful place. Could be heaven. I might die, but I'll be fine. The end.
Also, on that note, I've also got some feedback from Jordan from People Time, and he's just said, great episode. More GF Emily in future episodes, please. She's hilarious.
Have you told her about that?
Yeah, I've shown her. very
She's
impressed.
loving that. Probably slid into his DMs, as they kids say.
Excuse me?
I don't know what that means. Does it mean she's messaged him?
Jordan,
and
do
gone,
I
"Thank
need
you."
to have a word? You slid your D into M?
Bro. No, that's great feedback. And, I'm not as funny as her, so I've never had that kind of feedback. Have you?
No.
No, it's a shame that she's only been on for sort of 2 episodes and gets the best feedback.
Only feedback I've had personally is your laugh is really loud, Ryan. It hurts my ears when I listen to it. So there's genuinely, I've had to learn about audio engineering a little bit here, and I've had to learn about something called compression, which will compress my laugh down so it doesn't blast in people's ears now.
Wow. I mean, so your faults have actually made you improve yourself.
Exactly. Just like everything in life.
That's deep. See, that's why this podcast is one of the best out there. iTunes, let's get it up that list. Let's get it.
What one of the best?
The best.
There we go.
Kentish dark comedy podcast run by 2 men in a shed. We've got that niche covered.
Recorded midweek in about 7:30.
Yeah, just in case we haven't got the niche covered.
Yeah.
I got a bit of feedback, and it's just one sentence. And I think it was written, I don't know, but I like to think it was written sincerely, with sincerity.
Okay.
It says, your podcasts make my day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you write that to yourself?
I sent that to Joe Rogan. And
You sent it to Joe Rogan. There was you got the wrong email address, and then it was like Mailer Demon just sent it back to going,
yeah. Okay. Oh,
someone sent it back to me as well.
Oh, someone from called Malay Demon. Where's he from? So yeah, what great feedback. That's true. That's true. And then somebody that I work with, I had the t-shirt designs, logo t-shirt designs in front of me, and somebody said, what person said, "What the fuck is that?" And I explained, and he went, "Oh, I like that one." So take that as you will.
Talking off
number 7.
Talking off the t-shirt designs, we've had quite a few submissions for t-shirt designs. So we've had a bit of fan art the first time, and then I decided to draw one for the last episode. So if you want to see that, then go back to the last one. However, we've had a lot more come through. My mum's submitted 2.
I mean, for
My
somebody
dad
who hates the
submitted
podcast,
one. I know, yeah.
She's
But
amazing.
she's really excited to submit one. And the amount of time she said knackers, I showed her the drawing that I did of someone meditating with their bollocks just in the breeze, basically.
Yeah. Self-portraits.
And she was like, "Oh, that's quite good, but you should have done the bollocks bigger and have it more cartoony. Hey, give me a pen." And she started fucking drawing something else. And then she said, "All right, give me 5 minutes." And she come down not 5 minutes later, but half an hour later with 2 designs that have been submitted.
Fuck me. I mean, I love that it's brought out her artistic side.
She did drafts.
Oh wow! Did you ever think anybody would take that? I mean, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I do come from a very special family, so I actually think I've come out a lot more normal than I should have done.
So you're saying they're abnormal?
Yeah, quite abnormal.
Okay.
My mum and dad.
Okay. I don't know. Is it abnormal to draw testicles for half an hour? I don't know if it is.
To do drafts. So
to do
you're
draft
practicing.
testicles. If you're going to do it right.
If you're gonna do it
right.
Do it with me.
If you're going to do it right.
Draw a testy.
That's what we should have said. If you're going to do it right.
Right.
Draw a testy. If you go-
Right. So if you guys want to check out the submissions, we've got a poll that we've posted on Facebook, and it's also be in the episode description. If you want to vote on it, I'll give you till the end of August.
So are we going to
2019
make the winner of the make a T-shirt for a Christmas competition?
I'll tell you what, next episode, obviously we'll be recording one in about 2 weeks-ish. Why'd you do that?
I don't know. Sorry. Sorry. ADHD. Sorry.
So next episode we'll be recording in August sometime. Why don't we come up with what we're going to do with the winner? What we're going to do with the winner? That sounds a bit rapey. We're not ruling that out.
I am.
Okay.
Explicitly,
Plausible.
I am ruling that out. So possibly, I think maybe it should be a Christmas thing, possibly. The season of giving, possibly make it into a fucking real T-shirt and give it away to someone. What do you think?
We'll buy a blank T-shirt from Primark and biro it on.
Yeah,
That's how much we care for our listeners.
We'll get your mum to borrow it on because she'll take a bit of care.
She'll do it in a few drafts.
She can practice on your old T-shirts and then she'll make this one crisp. And then we'll give that away. Yeah?
Yeah.
With the sweat of your pit on it.
We've got one more little bit of feedback that leads into a question.
Oh, that's nice.
Ryan and Barry, last episode you professed a commandment of Knackers in the Breeze never to monetize the hypothetical. My question puts that to the test and is thus. You are presented with 2 buttons. Button number 1, if pressed, will give you a £1 million tax-free lump sum to do with as you please. Button 2, however, if pressed, will give you a 50-50 chance of a £1 billion tax-free lump sum or nothing. Choose wisely.
That's a good question.
Yeah. What was the first one? Was it
$1 million?
1 million.
However, he's not here to answer the question, but would it be split between us or each?
I imagine he's asking which one we'd do separately. Right. So if we're just taken aside by Satan or any other great person in history. I just said we'll give you this choice. Would you go bang, million now, please, or 50% chance of getting $1 billion?
Can I be honest with you?
No. Then we only want your lies on this podcast, as we've
already discovered.
Yeah.
In that case, I'd take the mill. So no, I'd go for the bill.
Yeah.
But here's
I feel like $1 million, it would change your life so much just then. I mean, $1 billion, I wouldn't even know what to do with that. $1 million,
No, I'm going for the billion. I'm saying.
Oh, you are going for the bill?
Yeah, I'm going for the bill, mate. If I'm lying, I'd be going for the mill, but I'm not lying. If my truth, I'd go for the bill. And here is why: because the mill, if I save hard enough, I'll have that soon. I don't want to be lying in bed having spunked the $1 million up the wall in 3 or 4 years, going, I could have 500 million right now.
Yeah.
So $1 million would change my life. 500 million would change my son and daughter's life, who don't exist, or my family's life, and your life.
If you had $1 million, you get rid of them somehow,
Get rid of.
You could pay to, huh?
Get rid. Hey,
the kids, once they're born, you could just.
So
would that cost less than $1 million?
What
you might have to go for the $1 billion.
Where I'm not aware of this. Where'd you go for?
If you are a child hitman, get in touch with the podcast, knackersinthebreeze@gmail.com.
A hit boy. If you're
a hit boy, that sounds like a little pop star.
Yeah. Hi, I'm a hit boy. Just a little shit. He'd be a little shit. I sold 1 million records last week. I'm hit boy. Little bitch. I'd take a hit.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Punk, yeah, punk.
And he'd definitely have a little massive quiff. And it's like he put silver spray in it and put sprinkles in it, like little sparkles. Sparkly quiff boy. Not bad. And here's the thing. I would get a hit boy out on Hit Boy.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Who would you pick? The Hit Boy Zone.
No, I'd get a Hit Boy, a man who specialises in killing young children, and get him to kill Hit Boy to wipe his smug little, hairless face off this planet.
Question answered.
Wait, you can't end like that. It was just a good
right. So what would you do? What would you do with $1 billion rather than?
I've literally
getting rid of your non-existent kids.
Probably, most people that I know, I'd go, here's a lump sum, mate. Here's 500k, 500k, 400k, 300k. I'd do it cautiously, and I'd get a little man to.
So you go back into side alleys, just going, here's a bit of money.
Here's 600k in cash. all you have to do is no.
You're my hit boy.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I'd be like, if you just look over there, and there's this little hit boy standing in the corner with his long coat on, and I go, if you tell.
He's the hit boy, and he points a gun at you, going, "You're the shit boy now," and you both go, "Oh!" But then he shoots you in the face.
Dear Barry, I've asked you a question, but it's been derailed. I left my name, my location, on the age on the email. I feel like this podcast relationship will start growing stale, and this lack of reply is becoming beyond the pale. All I want is to feel you inside me. The love I feel for you so strong that it blinds me. I just need to feel your whole pelvis behind me. It's strange hearing your voice and how insane it drives me. All froze cold, I'm listening to Knackers in the Breeze. You can find them on all platforms like iTunes and Spotify.
Guess what?
What?
I've got a little question for you.
Ooh.
I like that response. It's a little question that I like to call Ryan's question. And
Ooh, another feature.
and it goes a little something like this.
Hey, bro. If you had to listen to one song for 7 days straight, 24 hours a day, no escape, what song would it be? Would it be the chicken song or the birdie song? Or would it be the Benny Hill theme song? And we'll both sing it together when I finish this question, so that everyone knows what I'm talking about. Let me know what you would do.
So during that question, I forgot the name of the chicken song, which is actually called the Birdie song. And then I forgot, because I just sang the Birdie song, I forgot how the Benny Hill song goes. So let's sing it together now, the Benny Hill song.
You didn't think, like, I could just re-record this.
It's got to be real. It's got to be real. Like Benny Hill. There we go. Do we have to pay for that? Is that going to go?
Oh, I don't know, actually.
No.
They're right.
It'll be all right.
It's basically like singing some lyrics to a song, isn't it? I think
you're allowed to do that. It's a homage. Yeah. We'll probably put a link to the
we'll
iTunes download that. Yeah. Pay for that song. So if you're not aware, now you are.
Does the Benny Hill theme actually have a name, or is it just the Benny Hill theme?
Good question. I don't know. I think it's probably called the Benny Hill theme.
That's why people listen to this podcast, because the amount of research that goes into it.
I'll type. But I could Google it. I'm not going to.
I googled a Moscow Mule. How's about that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Benny Hill quote. No, it's not even a quote. Benny Hill song.
Benny Hill, 1958. So when you were beginning that question, I thought you were going to ask me, like, what song would you listen to on repeat for how many days was it?
Only 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so a week of non-stop song. I think.
Can I ask
I
what you get out of it?
I was just trying to think, like, what would I pick? Because any song you pick, you'd hate it by the end of it.
I want to take the anxiety away from you. And give me... You know, people don't like choice, so I've given you choice. Pick one song. So
both of those are like quick, repetitive ones.
That's why
easily
I chose them.
Drive you to insanity.
I reckon for the first 4 or 5 hours, you go, "This is silly. These silly songs," and then by that feeling of silly sausage, that'll be.
Oh, I'm trapped to listen to it for a week. Oh, that's so silly.
Well, so silly. Oh, I don't mind this. But by day 4, I think that'll be long gone, and you might.
You're just rocking in the corner, like in sync with it.
Yes, and all you could probably say is. The thing is, which song would you choose? Because that depends. I think it'd be different, wouldn't it? Whichever song you. So the Birdie song. How does that go? There's a bit where it drops. I really like where it's. It's
the dubstep remix. I can't do dubstep. I'm not.
In this universe that I'm creating for you, it's not a dubstep remix. It's the original, as you know them, the Raw Ridge.
Right.
The Raw Ridge.
I think I would
There's
choose...
nothing riding on this, by the way.
So I don't get anything out of it. I just have to do it. I'm trapped in a room.
You got to do it.
Am I trapped in a room or just it just?
It's a very good question. Something I hadn't thought about. You are trapped in a room.
Really?
Yeah.
Not just like it's just in your head.
Okay, it's in your head at
So
full blast.
Go to day-to-day activities.
No, you'd struggle to talk to people because it's so loud.
Okay.
You'd be like, "What?"
Right. I would.
Say that again.
I would pick the Benny Hill thing.
Okay.
And then I'd come after you for doing it to me, and I'd get a crew with me, and we'd start running down the street at you, and we'd go through a door, and then I would come out, and you'd be chasing me,
and then
I'd fall down a drain, but then come out the ceiling.
And then I'd be on your shoulders as we ran past, and then you'll be on mine, and then the doors will open, and somebody completely different we've never even seen will run through, and a naked man will just run through. Would you do that for the whole week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, after the first couple of hours, I would have been already driven to insanity. So
yeah.
I think for the rest of the 6 days.
Well, I think what would happen is on the 7th day,
22 hours.
I come to release you because just come up to you and go, mate, it's all over now. And I'll find you just running through sort of your your front door. And in your head, you think we've been doing that for 5 days, me and you, but it's just been you on your own, naked, just running out the door.
Within 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, okay, Benny Hill. I don't know what to do with that knowledge, but it's good to know.
What would you pick out of curiosity?
Probably the birdie song. Why do I keep calling it the chicken song? The birdie song.
It's because it's like played at Easter, isn't it? And it's always like a chicken.
There's definitely a niche in the market for Easter songs. Have we discussed this before?
Yeah, a niche song.
Fuck me.
Sorry, I apologise.
The puns today have been so bad. Niche. So I'm going to make a note of it. And I'll look back at these and go, what? I won't know what that meant, but niche.
You've made like quite a few notes throughout episodes. And
I've got them all.
Do you like look back and know what you've written down, or is it just like you look back?
There's no context. So something like
cryptic nonsense.
Tutankhamun, I'll just think I've spelt it incorrectly next time I see it.
I saw you making notes last episode. You go back and you just read these commandments and you have no idea what they are.
Yeah, especially if we've drank during that episode. If we drink alcohol, I don't remember anything. And not even if I'm that drunk, I could just have maybe I'm just a bit tipsy and I'll still forget everything.
Yeah.
So that's always it all blurs into one. So there we go. Chicken song.
Or birdie song.
Birdie song, sorry. I didn't think we'd get that much
could you combine the two and have Birdie Hill?
Yes, you fucking could. So if anybody out there wants to do a remix of those songs and wants to fuse those two songs together, there's a certain listener we have called Tony.
It's so hard to do in your head.
I can't do it.
No, yeah.
But Tony is one of our listeners. He's a music producer. Tony, if you've got a spare 3 or 4 hours and you've got nothing
if
better
you've
to
got
do
spare 7 days, why don't you put Benny Hill on loop?
Benny Hill and the Birdie song on loop, fused. The Benny Hill Birdie Challenge. You heard it here first.
Welcome to the best automotive podcast, Baked Beans and Windscreens.
Welcome, car enthusiasts. Today we'll be reviewing the Maibatsu Thunder. It has a large boot space that can easily fit a medium-sized chest of drawers. The ride is also very comfortable. It's like straddling a cloud. The interior, however, is not soundproof, so people will hear you crying over your failed marriage, and the low-quality carpets will absorb tears. Also a downside, the windows will provide high visibility into the car from the outside, so it's not ideal for dogging connoisseurs among you. Join us next time as we test drive the Reliant Robin limousine.
We got a question in from a girl I went to university with, and she just listened to the show, and she wasn't thinking of a question, but she was with her friends. This came up. She texted me going, I just thought of you, and there's this question. So hopefully it's a nice one to be remembered by.
Okay.
Would you rather fuck a pedo or fuck a serial killer?
Okay, I mean, I'll be honest with you. You're friends with her? You're friends? Would you say you're friends?
No longer.
Okay. So
yeah, friends.
So she thought that came up. I don't know why. And she thought, I know who I'm going to text about this.
Yeah.
You.
Well, I'd like to think it's us rather than just, hey, Ryan, you'd love this.
I don't think it was, no, she didn't think of me. She thought of you. So, for whatever reason. So, paedophile.
Well, who would pick the paedophile?
I don't know.
In that situation? Who would go like, serial killer or pedo? Yeah, I think I'll fuck a pedo. I know why. Because people would be going like, okay, because the serial killer might kill you. But surely a serial killer is like very selective.
Yeah, I think by making sweet love to a serial killer, you're less likely to be killed by him or her.
Yeah, maybe you might change him or her.
Change him with love.
Or it.
Or it's with love.
Or them.
Or them.
Sex with all of them.
I mean, I wouldn't like to make love to either of them, ideally, but I'd choose the serial killer. And there's a certain danger element that might be quite exciting. Not so with the paedophile, because they're not going to prey on me. There's no excitement there. I find them a bit disgusting. So I'd probably do the serial killer.
Okay. I feel like this question might be a little ploy of just to get one of us to go, this is out of context.
Don't say it, because it could be, I know what you're about to say, and as your lawyer, don't say it, because if that could be clipped and used for nefarious purposes. So
they just want us to say, I want,
say
and
it.
then to say the F-bomb, and then to say a pedo.
Yeah. Well
I'm
done.
not putting that together.
Do not put that together. Imagine that.
Imagine if I went missing or something and I was on the news and they were like, oh, well, this person, he's from Thanet and he's got a podcast, actually. And let's listen to a little bit of it. Oh,
don't say it.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
Oh, don't say it. I'd like to heart a poodle. I can't. I mean, why are they even talking about that?
I don't know.
But then I will say, a lot of women are attracted to serial killers.
Well, a lot of my friends are quite disturbed, so
Yes.
she's no exception.
Clearly not. And she thought of you, so I don't know what it says about you too.
Yeah.
But thank you for your question. I think. Are we going to say thank you for that?
Day 30 on the island. I've made friends with a local squirrel. I leave nuts and seeds out for him at night, and he wakes me up in the morning for feeding. Then he sticks around for half hour. I've named him Amigo, as he's my only friend I have in this place. How did it get to this?
I have so many questions to ask that need answering. Obviously, there's no internet here, so I can't send a voice clip via private message to Knackers in the Breeze on Facebook. Until then, I will continue to journal my time stranded on this island.
Right, you want to play a game?
I want to play a game.
Do you want to play a game?
I've just lost the page that I half needed. No, I didn't. I don't need the page. Okay, let me just get my materials. This one.
My material just comes to me like that.
Oh, hello.
Improv master.
Improv.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Fractal, fuck you, fractal, fuck you. Okay, it's that time with the... Oh, that's annoying. Okay, it's the game time. It's Emily's favourite part of the quiz. It's a fan favourite. I've just made that up. It's the game.
It's fan tolerated.
It's tolerant. People, as far as I'm aware, don't delete the episode as soon as they hear it. So this game, I'm going to play you the jingle and you try and tell me what you think the game is. I'll be intrigued to see what you think.
Decibel, did you say at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's got to be something to do with volume.
Possibly.
Or bells.
Okay, I'm going to reveal that you're right in both senses. This game is called Decibel, and the rules are simple. I'm going to say the name. I'm going to say the name of a famous bell on the planet, and
all right, okay,
at different volumes, and I want you to tell me as close as you can what decibel it is. And to give you a bit of a scale, the volume that I'm talking right now is 17 decibels. This is 17 decibels.
How are you measuring that?
With the decibel meter.
On your phone, right, okay. Right.
So this is 17.
Is it decibel meter or decibelometer?
It's a decibellend.
Hey!
When we said that went to 40 decibels for the reference. Okay, so a bonus point if you can name the country that the bell resides in.
Okay, I'm still very confused, but maybe it's one of those ones where I'll understand the game.
I'm going to say the name of a bell. All I want you to tell me is how loud I'm saying.
And I should know the country of origin of the bell.
That's just a fun side game.
Okay.
That's just a fun side game. But the main game is what's the decibel. So let's do a practice, okay? Big Ben!
Right, okay.
Okay,
right,
what decibel was that? What?
20 and England/United Kingdom.
Okay, you get 1 out of 2 points. 1 for guessing the country, right? But no, that was actually 34.
Okay.
Okay.
How close have I got to get?
I would say I'm going to give you a 10 or 5. I think I'm going to give you a 5 decibel plus and minus.
Right,
is that
okay.
harsh? Might be. It might be hard.
No, I can
might be
live
hard.
with
Okay, so let's just start the game. This is Decibel. I'm going to play the jingle as well, just because I love it. Okay. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Decibel, the game that's sweeping the nation.
It's got a ring to it.
It does. Okay, are you ready? Youngle bell.
Younger what?
It's hard to repeat the decibel level twice.
Okay, well, we'll go with your first one.
Yeah.
But just repeat what you said, please.
Youngle bell.
Youngle bell. I've never heard of that. It sounds like Jungle Book. But...
Are you Are you well versed in the bells of the world?
No, I should have done my bell research.
So it's more about the decibel. Forget where it is. It's the decibel.
I want to say that was 11 decibels.
So I'm giving you a plus or minus of 10, did I say, or 5?
5 each side.
I can...
Oh, am I guessing the country as well?
If you want to, bonus game.
Uganda.
Okay, first of all, it's in Beijing, China.
Right.
The Yongle bell. And that was actually 28 in decibel. And the reason is I had the phone very close to my mouth. I think that was the issue.
Okay, so it's where is Barry holding his phone?
Okay, I'm going to leave the decibel meter at the same distance from now on, okay? Okay? It will always be there. Right. Okay.
I have no point of reference for this.
It's basically like guess
just
the number.
Guess a number.
Okay, what a game. Number 2. Gatenga bell!
Right, I'm gonna say that was 35. And Gatenga bell. Maybe Spanish sounding. I would go Argentina.
I can reveal that you got that right. That was 40
really?
decibels. It was 40. Plus 5.
Yeah.
Well done. And the Gatenga bell is in Japan.
Close,
but no cigar.
I was going to say it's the same ocean. It's not.
No, it's the same.
It's the same planet.
The same species of human.
Yeah. They both have humans on it, and probably overlapping animals as well.
And the bells are probably structurally similar.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. Okay, third one. There's not many. World Peace Bell!
Is that a thing? Have they rang it yet? World Peace Bell. Right, that was quite loud, so I'm going to go, that was 60. And World Peace Bell's got to be United States, surely.
Oh my God, he's only gone and done it. Ring the bell. He's got 2 out of 2.
Hey!
That was 55 in decibels, so you got it right.
Yeah!
And Kentucky, USA. Only they would have the gall and audacity to have the World Peace Bell. Okay, we're nearly at the end. You're doing really well. Here we go. Next bell. Soy bell.
I'm going to say that was 29 and South Korea.
Is that your final answer? Okay, you got that right as well. That was 24 decibels. You're in range, and it's in Russia, that bell.
So no. Geographically, I'm not too far away.
You're not too far away, so I'll give you half a point for that. Okay, last bell you'll be glad to hear, and I'm going to go...
Alexander Graham.
I'm going to go a plumbing for this one. Bell of good luck, bell!
Right, that's got to be triple figures. I'm going to go...
Do you really think so?
Yeah. I'm going to go 100. Bell of Good Luck, was it?
Yeah.
Ireland, Republic of.
Okay. I can reveal the final bell of the day. It was 85.
So disappointing.
Yeah, but if the reader, the decibel end, was near my mouth, it probably would have been a lot higher. I think it would have been closer, but it wasn't.
It's the first time you haven't had a bell end near your mouth, so...
First time this podcast, today, this week. And it was actually in China, in a place called Pindingham. So, well done. You got 4.5 out of a possible...
Where was my half?
10. I gave you half for getting near the country of Russia.
Oh, okay. South Korea, it's basically the same. They haven't even got the same alphabet. They don't speak the same language.
But as you rightly pointed out, they are the same kind of species, and they both, they're both humans.
Yeah.
So.
I want to know, how far away Moscow is to Seoul. Oh, you were close.
Close. That's worth half a point. There we go. Thanks for playing Decibel. I'm sure we'll play again one day.
Hear ye, Decibel.
Okay. Thank you.
Knackers in the breeze.
So I was listening back to some older episodes, just sort of flitting through, killing time. It's interesting hearing your own voice. It's quite cringy a lot of the time. You obviously edit all the podcasts, so you have to listen to them again. But once you've recorded, once you've edited them and published them, you don't probably tend to go back, do you?
I do listen to them to see how it would sound for a listener to listen to it, make sure it's all right and stuff.
Right,
and
okay.
sometimes I've uploaded a bit of a wrong episode and have to go back and so maybe someone's mic was turned right down or something, so I've had to edit it and
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was listening to old episodes, and what struck me is some of the nonsense that comes out of your mouth in particular. So what I've done is I've taken little snippets of things that you have said. Okay. I have not made any of this up out of context. I want you, if you can remember, tell me sort of what question you were trying to answer. Okay.
I'm quite worried because there's a lot of shit that comes out of my mouth.
No. It's not bad. So here we go. And bonus point if you can tell me whatever. This isn't a quiz game. This is just I thought it's interesting to see how good your memory is. You ready for this?
See if you can play at home. Get a pen and paper.
Only true fans will be able
Listen
to
to
play
it with
this
your
game.
loved one. Share it. Maybe play it on your radio show. We'll let you.
Yep. Take your clothes. Okay. Radio show, like their commercial drive time radio show.
Yeah, as long as they give us a bit of recognition.
Give us a review on iTunes.
And a review on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, you ready? So you said this. Alien teeny AIDS is the official term now. Okay. Do you remember why you said that? What question were you trying?
Alien teeny AIDS.
So
I swear that's never come out of my mouth.
100%. Alien teeny AIDS is the official term now. And do you remember what you were talking about?
Alien teeny AIDS.
What sort of drew that out of your mouth?
No idea.
We were talking about, would you rather be a spaceman that gets to meet aliens or a time traveler that gets to meet dinosaurs?
Oh, I do vaguely remember that. Was that early on?
It was episode 3.
From Chris?
It was from Chris. Well remembered. Shout out to Chris. Yeah. Well
haven't heard from him in a while.
No. He's a busy man. So, but we'll. I'm sure he's been listening. I think he has been listening. Next one. You said no. I don't try and shut up every dwarf, but this one was particularly attractive.
I do remember.
Do you remember what episode that was?
I don't remember what episode it is.
Okay.
Was it with Josh as a guest?
It was.
Okay.
Yes.
So there used to be a place called Totally Wired in Margate, which is kind of like a rock club.
Yeah, a bit alternative.
Yeah, they're more indie stuff downstairs, and then upstairs is like the more heavy metal kind of stuff. So we always used to go upstairs and have a little
Slipknot and stuff.
mosh pit and have a little push around. And there was a dwarf pole dancer.
Yeah.
That I think was like employed by Totally Wired.
I never thought that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
we've discussed this before, actually. On a
podcast, there's the whole feature.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so if you want to know my answer, then go back.
That's what I was going to say. Head back to episode 5, Pillow Talk with Mike Tyson, and you'll hear that story in its entirety.
Yeah.
Do you still not? You don't chat up every dwarf you see?
No, I've got a girlfriend now.
Yeah, that's true. You don't chat up any.
That's not the only reason, but I mean. I just want to point out I said that before I had a girlfriend.
That's very true. That was a long time ago. Okay, something else that you said. You said, I like to be... what a ridiculous thing to say. I like to be like Jaws. Until someone throws a bomb in my mouth and there's an explosion at the end. Okay? Do you know what question that was in response to? Probably something to do with...
No, but I agree with that. I don't want a bomb to be thrown in my mouth, like kind of suggestively, nor... actual physically.
Right. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
To bombs go up in my mouth. No, I don't understand that.
Well, the question, I don't know why you said this, but it was in response to a question. Would you rather watch your parents have sex every night for the rest of your life or join in once and never have to watch again?
We get some fucking questions on here, don't we?
The questions never change, do they?
No.
Another thing you said, I'd rather be a bridge. A bridge with a hole in it or a tightrope that might fall apart, but it's the best tightrope of your life. I don't know what this analogy means. And I've listened to it back, and I don't know what you were trying to say. And I think it was after a few drinks.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that must have been one when we drank on.
I'd rather be a bridge with a hole in it, or a tightrope that might fall apart, but it's the best tightrope of your life. And a pause. I don't know what this analogy means. Do you know what question you were responding to?
No.
Would you rather have a shit job, an amazing girlfriend and no friends, or a job you love that doesn't pay anything and loads of friends? That was the question.
Oh, was that like episode 2 or 3? Or
it was episode 4. Episode 4.
Well, respect to any listeners that listened early on and have still stayed with us after this shit show that was early on, which hasn't changed much.
No,
but I mean, we were, especially me, I can't really handle alcohol very well when it comes to podcasts.
I think all these clips were towards the end of the podcast where obviously, time had taken its toll, the alcohol had secreted into your bloodstream. But there we go. I just thought it was interesting, and there's plenty more of those where they came from.
I mean, we could probably get some clips from this episode that we'll be playing in 10 episodes.
There's not even alcohol involved, really. But there we go. I thought it was just interesting. It's nice to know that you don't remember any of them, really.
No, yeah.
But that's why I went back in time quite a while. So episode 23. So these were from early episodes. They were over 20 episodes ago.
So we've sort of started on episode 2, and that was 2017, I want to say, or was it a little bit earlier?
Towards the end of 2017.
And then we had a bit of a hiatus after episode 10. I think we're just really busy and
it just slips away.
And then we decided to get back into it in episode 11, and we've kept pretty consistent since then. And we've got to keep that up. So
plod.
Yeah.
Plop, plop, plop.
Yeah, and a shout out again to any listeners that were with us early on and still stuck around.
Honestly, it does blow me away that people actually listen. I find that crazy.
But yeah, little dilemma in my head if anyone says they want to listen to the podcast. They're like, yeah, we're on Spotify, just click on there or on YouTube. And then they go, okay, I'll start from the beginning. And
I struggle in general for any of the episodes because there's people that I work with will say, oh, I heard you do a podcast. What's it called? If I can't have you listening to me talking about having sex with paedophiles. We've had that question this episode, and it's like, that is, I don't know, HR, would they just instantly dismiss me from the job? I don't know. I'm very careful at what I say on here. I struggle, but that's just my thing to worry about. It's the society we live in. Society's crime, not mine. And yet I'd have sex with a serial killer.
Bring them on, please.
I want a serial killer.
If you're a serial killer that wants sex with one of us, please get in touch at knackersinthebreeze@gmail.com.
I have come from the year 3025. For 1,000 years, humanity has been at constant war over the answer to the most important question to all of mankind. I have traveled back in time over 1,000 years before Ryan and Barry became world leaders in order to ask them this very question so that our civilization can be saved. So Ryan and Barry, please answer this ultimate question. What is the best flavor of crisps? This knowledge will put an end to our terrible conflict.
So last episode we got asked a question from Fractal Fiction, which is kind of a comedy improvisational storytelling podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot more creative and clever than this one, I will say.
Very good production value and very funny.
And content.
And they're also fans of this podcast, so we want to keep them around.
Hey, stay around, Fractal.
Yeah. Anyone who just acknowledges us will keep around.
Frackers in the breeze. Carry on.
Right, so here's a question.
That was my improvisation, by the way. That was my little shout out to.
Ooh.
Don't say ooh.
I'm Alex from the Fractal Fiction podcast. I'd like to know, would you rather let out a blood-curdling scream every time you ejaculated, or ejaculate every time you raised your voice slightly above normal speaking volume?
So do you just come up with those questions off the top of his little noggin?
Yeah, so
right.
You might have heard last episode he kind of said he put a load of questions into some sort of question machine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of paraphrasing that. And he just sent a load all in one, and we just answered one of them every episode, every other
That's
episode.
a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
So blood-curdling
scream every time you ejaculate.
What is a blood-curdling scream?
It must be some sort of gurgling sound.
But is it...
Okay,
it's a bit Tarzan-esque.
So loud.
So it's like a blood-curdling scream, something that
Do you just want to get your decibellometer out?
That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. It cost me £4 or £5 in the App Store.
Right. So I think it's triple figures on a decibellometer.
Do you think so? Do you think so?
I think so.
If I get it out, can you give me your best blood-curdling scream away from Mike?
Yeah, from the mic. Actually, I'll turn the mic off. How's that?
Okay, here we go. He's about to do a blood. That only went to 51 decibels.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, no,
quite far away,
53.7, but you're quite far away. Okay, can I say this goes up to 120 decibels, and it says here, threshold of pain or thunder. That's how loud it is.
Okay.
110 decibels is rock music or car horns, and we're not talking about this, so I'm going to stop. So blood-curdling scream every time.
Every time you ejaculate.
Do you know what? Here's the thing. If that
is it going to be another question where you're just going to become celibate again?
I was about to say that, no, I would still get my end away, but I would go to the nearest deaf home and pick the most beautiful girl, and she wouldn't care, would she? So
what if you just came into the room and just started having sex with them?
No,
you don't care, do you? You're deaf.
You don't.
You can barely hear me.
I don't mean that. No, I mean I'd have a relationship with her and love her, and we'd be together when we get married. But when we did make sweet, sweet love on that honeymoon night, she wouldn't hear my blood curdling scream. She'd just go, "Why is he opening his mouth like that? Why is my blood curdling?" She won't know. So that is what I would do.
So you wouldn't make your current girlfriend deaf. You just find an existing deaf.
Yeah. I wouldn't just. Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't shout decibel in her ear really loud to try and
then the other one. Stay there, love. Just
yeah. What would you do?
Right. So
kind of say the other option is just ridiculous. You couldn't live your life not raising your voice above speaking language.
Well, you could. Volume. It would just be an awesome life. You'd be constantly shouting. What would happen if you raised your voice and then a minute later raised your voice again,
right? And
then a minute later, would you?
I mean, I think eventually your balls would fall off, and you'd be dry as a dog bone down there. But it'd feel good, would it?
Your knackers would be knackered.
Oh, yeah. I love it when you drop the knacker reference in. When you drop your knackers in, you definitely.
It's so easy. It's such a breeze. I think, although you can kind of look at it as the second one could be a benefit, it's not. Yeah, as you say, it's going to destroy your life a little bit. Unless you live around a deaf home or something. Or what are the films? Is it A Quiet Place and that one on Netflix where they're just constantly...
Bird Box.
Come with me. No, that's the visual one, isn't it?
Right.
But like that, but with sound.
Right, okay.
And you can have vision.
Right.
Yeah, you'd have to just constantly be whispering or something, or raise your voice. Yeah. So you can still make loud sounds, or you could just have a megaphone with you all the time, and if you do want to raise your voice,
wow, that's how you do it.
Whisper it, and it'll be like really loud.
It would just be a loud whistle, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody! Is that a loud whistle? It was certainly something.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, okay. And if you ever want to gasm, you just take the megaphone. Oi! Get your head up! Oh, do what you want with that. That's that. So in that scenario,
please don't kill me.
I'll do what you want. I'll do what you will with me.
You lay a hand on me.
Lay your hands on me.
Yeah, I suppose the first one, you could still just have sex and stuff. You just have to have blue balls unless you are really comfortable. I mean, it's still just a blood-curdling scream. If you've got a partner that's sort of comfortable with that, it's not too bad. It's just your neighbours, if your neighbours are comfortable with it or not.
I would pick the blood-curdling scream every time I...
I think I would. And just
G-gasmed.
Either hold it in if you're in some sort of like hotel with thin walls or whatever, but if you're at home comfortable, then you could let out the blood-curdling scream.
Soundproof your love shack,
Yeah.
Always soundproof your love shack, and then
have your partner wear the little earphone things.
Yes.
Or join in.
Yeah.
Depending on what.
Scream as well.
Yeah.
Scream if you want to go faster, baby. And then...
I can't go faster, I've finished.
Hence the scream.
You have listened to another exceptional podcast episode of Knackers in the Breeze. If you want to ask Ryan and Barry a question, send a voice note via private message on Facebook. Just search for Knackers in the Breeze. Join them again soon in their quest for philosophical enlightenment.
You have been listening to another fantastic mother effing episode of Knackers in the Wind and the Breeze. And that was episode number 23. Hook. So we're nearly at a quarter of a century. We're possibly going to do a themed episode soon. We might choose that theme in the next episode.
It might be easier for listeners to send in sort of a question if it's got a theme to it, because usually if we just say send in your questions, maybe it's a bit like a...
You've got the whole world to choose for.
Or a bit like overwhelming, and you don't really have any guidance.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll sort out, or maybe we'll get listeners to maybe send in your suggestions of a theme.
That's very true.
And then right before we record episode 24, we'll let people know of the theme on Facebook. So like us on Facebook if you want to find out what the theme is. And then we'll sort of base it around that. It doesn't have to be.
Some examples, it could be a crime-based episode. We do a lot of crime questions as it is. Could be animal-based.
Yeah. Well, we had a 4th of July one a couple of episodes ago.
That was brilliant.
We had ones that turned into themes later on, didn't we? So it was like death.
Yes, lots of death.
One of them.
Yeah, lots of death.
France was one of them where we had it was very French-heavy episode.
Very true, very true. Sometimes it happens organically, but yeah, we should do another one. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I got dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah.
So I want to get dressed up again.
Yeah.
If I can. But yeah, today was a great episode. Lots of fun questions. We've scaled the mountain of truth and we've glided down on the wings of wisdom. Are we older? Yes. Are we wiser? Certainly yes. Are we more enlightened?
That is the question.
Thank you for listening to Knackers in the Breeze. Send your questions and themes and fan art and anything else, your feedback.
Check out the poll on Facebook.
Yes.
Vote in it.
POLL. And place your votes. Thank you so much for listening. This is what I can say.
We'll see you.
Wouldn't be here without you.
Next time. The other one falls apart, and the job's already fallen apart. It's not something that's like holding you up, is it? It's just this one thing that's holding you up.
I agree.
It's going to be detrimental, isn't it?
Fully agree. Yeah. Like, do you want to walk on a tightrope across a big gap, or do you want a little safety net, a proper net?
I'd rather a bridge.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably a better analogy. But yeah,
bridge with a hole in it, or a tightrope that might fall apart.
Yes, that is a good. There we go. Yeah,
but it's the best tightrope of your life. I don't get this analogy, but
it's a bloody good tightrope.